Good morning. Welcome to your early morning intuitive guidance. I paused a minute there because apparently it was cutting off the front end and back end of my videos. So we're going to try something different. I'm Dr. Bonnie Nussbaum, America's kick-ass coach and psychologist, coming to you with some words of wisdom from Rapid River, Michigan in the beautiful Upper Peninsula, which is at -15 without the wind chill this morning. So pardon the sweatshirt, but it's darn cold. So today's card got picked in an interesting way, so I wanted to share that with you. Welcome to whomever just popped on. Glad you're here. The last couple of days, I did a free clutter clearing thing with Denise Lynn, and since then, much has been popping up for me. One of her statements was that there is energy in all of our inanimate objects, all of the things that we own, and that energy influences us. So as I'm clearing clutter, I'm noticing a lot of this energy. And a lot of the energy, because I'm in the middle of making a major life change, a lot of this energy seems to be coming forth with regard to fear. Fear of what's coming next, fear of how things are going to unfold, always ahead instead of in the present moment. So in terms of picking a card deck for today, I decided that I was co-creating with the universe here, and I was going to pick the deck myself. And The Power of Surrender deck by Dr. Judith Orloff, that was the one that jumped at me. It's like, okay, there's some things to be released here, not only in terms of fear of things, but also release in terms of wondering too much about what's coming next. Stay in today, be in the present moment, be here right now. So I went through the deck and I picked out 5 or 6 cards that all seemed relevant around this same idea. And then I had a little pop in my head about which one I thought was going to come up, and thought, well, I'm just going to test this and see what happens. Put them together, shook them up. So like a 1 in 6 chance, 15-20% chance of picking that card. And here it is. Surrender fear. Surrender fear. And I think now is a lovely time in our process. Remember, I talked about the information that came out in our last moon ceremony. And again, tomorrow night we have a full moon ceremony. So if you'd like to join us, you can find that in my events tab on my Facebook page or on my website, empowermentandpurpose.com. But the information that was coming forth from my friend and astrologer, Kayleen Welsh, was that we've been climbing this arduous hill, and we're about to get to the wee point. So I think an amazing aspect of a wee is releasing fear. Releasing fear. If you think about being at the top of the roller coaster, waiting for it to go over the edge, there's kind of 2 kinds of people sitting in that car. One of them is the one who holds on for dear life, has control written all over them, and when it hurtles over the edge, they're the one who is really freaked out and scared to death, right? And then there's the other person who's more into the excitement of it. And I remember that Fritz Perls quote that fear is excitement without the breath. Get the breath in there. Get the breath in there, and it'll help clear out this stuff. So I was doing some breathing this morning because what's been coming up for me is fear and anxiety. Fear and anxiety about what's coming next in my life, and what if, all that stuff. So, and my rule of thumb with what ifs is if you pose the question, what if, you need to answer it. You need to answer it. And your answer isn't, oh, yes, that would be terrible, horrible, awful. It would be a practical, pragmatic answer to that question. So, -15, what if my heat goes out? Well, then I have to call the heating repair people, and they show up and they do what they can do. And in between, I do what I can to keep pipes from breaking. And if pipes break, I have insurance, and walking it through so that it's not just dangling over your head, scaring you to death. All right. So today we're surrendering fear. A couple of nice deep breaths. And I think we're going to do some tapping on this. Let me read the card first, and then we'll tackle some tapping. Let go of the fearful stories you are telling yourself. Yes, we work ourselves into a frenzy with the stories we tell ourselves. Most of the time, we're not even aware we're telling them. So stop and go. What story am I telling myself? I'm feeling fear and anxiety. What am I telling myself that's creating this? Okay. Stay in the moment. Right here, right now. I am safe. I am fine. I am loved. Right here, right now, I'm fine. Focus on solutions and celebrate every baby step forward. And the focus on solutions part, I have a little thing sitting here by Deepak Chopra that says our problem-solving focus has to be on bringing in the light, not trying to conquer the darkness. So do not focus on the problem. Focus on the solution. They're at different levels. They're at different energetic levels. And if you stay focused on the problem, you're not on the level of the solution. Okay? So let's do some tapping today. Just feel like that'd be a good thing to do. So start with the side of your hand. This is EFT, Emotional Freedom Technique. Start on the side of your hand. And I want you to say, all this fear I have inside of me, all this fear I have about things I cannot control. Okay, inside corner of the eyebrows. You can do one hand, both hands. I like doing both. Up to you. I am ready to surrender this fear. Outside corner of the eyes. All these fearful stories I make up in my head. Under the eyes. But what am I going to tell myself then? Under the nose. What if these stories are accurate? Under the mouth. Who will I be without my stories? Collarbone. I'm just so afraid. Under the arms, like where your bra strap runs along. I call this the monkey. Let's see. I think I'm ready to surrender fear. Around the crown of the head. But what if I'm not? Inside corner of the eyebrows. Fear is just kicking my butt. Outside corner of the eyes. I hate feeling anxious when I wake up. Under the eyes. That sick feeling in my stomach. Under the nose. What am I going to do about this? Under the mouth. Well, I can release the stories. Collarbone. And replace them with new stories. Under the arms, I can stay present in today. Around the crown of the head, just focusing on the present moment. Inside corner of the eyebrows. In this moment, I am okay. Outside corner of the eyes, I'm going to focus on solutions. Under the eyes, I'm going to allow things to unfold. Under the nose, I don't have to make anything happen. Under the mouth, I can feel my anxiety coming down. Collarbone, I'm ready to feel better. Under the arms, I choose to celebrate my steps forward. Around the crown of the head, I am at peace. Nice deep breath in. Let it go. Settling into right here, right now. And you can do as many rounds of that as you want. And it's helpful, I should have had us do this at the beginning, to give it a rating. At the beginning, if you rated your fear and anxiety on a scale from 0 to 10, 0, it's not there at all. 10, it makes you want to jump out of your skin and run screaming into the night. Give it a rating. I'm just going to make stuff up here. Let's say it was an 8. Then we do some rounds of tapping. You do some nice deep breathing as you're tapping. And then I want you to go back to that and give it another number. Maybe it came down to a 6. Then I'd like you to ask yourself, okay, what remains of that? What are the yeah buts, the what ifs, the fears that are still there, vestigial fears, left over and not useful? And then tap some more and then check in with yourself. Your goal is to get down to a 0 or a 1. And if you find you're sticking at a certain point, start getting curious. Start getting curious. Let's say it's gotten to a 4 and it just hangs out at 4. You've done several rounds and it's not budging off of 4. Stop and get curious. Breathe. Check in with yourself. Okay, what's going on here? I'm interested. Tell me, tap into your still inner voice. Tell me what's going on here. What am I afraid of letting this go for? Could be a yeah, but a what if. My fear has protected me in the past, and if I let go of it, I'm going to be vulnerable, etc., etc. Whatever it is. And then work out some solutions to that. And again, the solution level, the Albert Einstein quote, we do not solve problems at the same level of consciousness that created them. We need to bring ourselves up to a level of solution to get to the solutions. Again, they're on different planes. And if you stay at the level of the problem, you're not going to get to the solutions. So surrendering fear, letting go of those stories we tell ourselves about how terrible, horrible, awful something is, about how we don't believe that we could handle it. That's a huge thing for a lot of people. Something bad's going to happen and I can't handle it. Change the dynamics. Something may happen. I'm the one who's going to label it bad or good. Perhaps this thing is happening with a gift embedded in the difficulty. I'm going to search for the good in all circumstances, etc., etc. Now, is that easier said than done? Absolutely. And oftentimes it's helpful to write out your script ahead of time so that when things go cow shit, you can go back to your writing and read. Oh, no, wait a minute. I said I was going to breathe. I said I was going to shift to the level of the solution. I said I was going to allow the divine unfolding. I said I was going to look for the good in apparently difficult things, etc., etc. And again, there's also that quote. I never have figured out whose quote it was, but the optimist sees opportunity in every difficulty. The pessimist sees difficulty in every opportunity. Which end of that continuum do you tend to rattle around on? Okay, so our card for today, surrender fear. All right, I'm going to read it again. Let go of the fearful stories you are telling yourself. Stay in the moment. Focus on solutions and celebrate every baby step forward. That is my hope for you today. Even just taking a little bit of time to put that in place for yourself. So it's Monday morning, perfect time to start that. All right. So we're setting the collective intention. And what's cool about collective intentions, right now there's 2 of you on here, but over the course of time, others may be watching. What's cool about collective intentions is gets a little more firepower behind it. So we are setting the intention that we're releasing fear and anxiety. We're staying in the present moment. We're operating at the levels of solution, not the levels of problem. And we are celebrating every baby step forward. Have an awesome day. I'll see you again tomorrow. Remember, you are capable of far more than you think you are. Bye-bye.